Right now we're going to go over the instructions for how to complete the table on the chromosome worksheet. So what you're going to be doing is calculating the number of chromosomes that you'd find in diploid cells, which are things like body cells. So that includes like skin cells, muscle cells, nerve cells, and those types of cells. And you're going to be comparing that to the number of chromosomes in sex cells or gametes. So those include sperm cells and egg cells. So first, let's quickly review what the word diploid and haploid mean. Diploid cells, or somatic cells as they are also called, have a full set of chromosomes from your mother and a full set from your father. So these cells in humans always have 46 chromosomes. A haploid cell or a sex cell is a reproductive cell. Those cells have half of the number of chromosomes because when they fuse with another sex cell, they can form a new person. So haploid cells have 23 chromosomes and only one set of chromosomes. So knowing that, let's go over how to do the math here. So first, let's review that 2N is an abbreviation for diploid. And so in humans, again, we have 46 chromosomes in a diploid cell. And we have 23 pairs of chromosomes in a diploid cell. Contrast that with haploid cells that have 23 chromosomes because 46 divided by 2 gives us 23, right? So that's the math that we're going to use first. So let's look at the fruit fly. The fruit fly has 8 chromosomes in its diploid cells. So if you take 8 and you divide 8 by 2, that's going to give us 4 chromosomes in a haploid cell. That also means that there are 4 pairs of chromosomes in a diploid cell. If we do that math backwards, like with the housefly, for example, houseflies have 6 chromosomes in their haploid cells. So 6 times 2 will give us the diploid number. And so that means that 6 times 2 equals 12 chromosomes in their diploid cells. And if there's 12 chromosomes total in a diploid cell, that means there are 6 pairs of chromosomes in a diploid cell. And we can do one more example. Let's look at the camel. We can go a little bit further down. So camels have 70 chromosomes in their diploid cells. And so to find haploid, we're going to do 70 divided by 2. That's going to give us 35 chromosomes in a haploid cell. And that also means that we have 35 pairs of chromosomes in a diploid cell. So if you have further questions, let me know, but that's how you do the math to fill out this chart. Next, we'll go over how to do some of the word problems. It's the same math, it's just presented as a word problem instead of a table. So number 1 says that dogs have 78 chromosomes in their diploid cells. We need to know how many chromosomes are in their haploid cells. So to find that, you're going to do 78 divided by 2, and it's going to give you your answer. So go ahead and do that calculation. And then that calculation for haploid cells is going to be the same number of pairs. So again, this is to find pairs, it's just 78 divided by 2. And it's going to give you the number of pairs of chromosomes in a somatic cell. You're going to use that strategy to answer the rest of those questions. And then you're going to use your notes to answer 7 and 8. So the first question, number 7, says, what is a karyotype? So karyotypes are something we talked about, but remember those are a picture of all of the chromosomes from one cell. So in humans, a karyotype should have 46 chromosomes in it if it's a typical karyotype. And then the other thing that karyotype can tell us is what the biological sex of that karyotype is. Remember that this last pair of chromosomes, the 23rd pair, is the one that can tell us biological sex. And so remember also that if a male karyotype is what you're looking at, you'd have an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. And if you're looking at a karyotype that's a typical biological female, you would have 2 X chromosomes. So you can look at this karyotype and figure out whether you think it's male or female. If you have any other questions, let me know.